Lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling. Nod your chin down to get every last bit of length. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, start rolling your spine back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Then float your hands up, circle your arms around, and roll up and over your knees. And sit up nice and straight. And roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Float your arms up to your ears, circle your arms, and roll up and over your knees. And sit up nice and straight. We have one more, so roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades, float your arms up, circle your arms, and roll up and over your knees, and sit up nice and straight. This time we'll roll all the way down to the mat. Make sure your head and your feet are both on the mat. Hands are by your hips. Roll your hips up to bridge. Stretch your knees forward. Pull your heels back to engage your hamstrings and glutes. Keep your ribs soft. And when you're ready, circle your arms overhead and roll your spine down. Hands return to your hips. Roll your spine up. Find that nice long line. Circle your hands overhead and roll your spine back down. Return your hands to your hips. Roll your spine up. Find that nice long line. Circle your hands overhead and roll your spine down. Return your hands to your hips. This time, roll up, stay up. Now lift one heel up and lower it down. Second side lifts and lowers. First side lifts and lowers. Second side lifts and lowers. First side lift and lower. And second side lift and lower. Now lift both heels up and lower down. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. And lift and lower. This time lift, hold, circle your arms overhead, and roll your spine down. Take your hands out to the side in a T. Legs are together, feet are together. Drop your knees to one side and look over your opposite shoulder. Use your oblique muscle to pull your knees back to center. Drop your knees to the second side, look over your shoulder. Use your oblique muscles to pull your knees back to center. We'll repeat that on the first side. And back to center. And last time, drop your knees and look over your shoulder. And come back to center. Now step your knees up into tabletop. We'll repeat that. So drop your knees to one side, look over your shoulder. Back to center. Second side, knees, look over your opposite shoulder. And back to center. First side, knees to one side, look over your opposite shoulder. Back to center. Second side, and back to center. And last one, each side, and back to center. And last time, and back to center. Now take your hands by your hips and we'll do toe taps, so alternating sides. So tap, 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 and tap. Now, both legs together. So tap and lift, and 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 tap and lift. Step your feet down. Circle your hands overhead. Interlace your fingers and place your hands underneath your head. Elbows are in your periphery. And roll your spine up and lower down and curl up and lower down and curl up and lower down. Now lift one leg up into tabletop and lower down. Second side up and lower down. First side up and lower down. Second side up and lower down. First side up and lower down. And second side up and lower down. This time on the first side, stretch your leg out long and lower down. Second side and lower down. And first side and lower down. Second side and lower down. First side and lower down. And second side and lower down. This time, lift up, reach towards your legs, pull yourself into a deeper curl. Now hold that, hands go behind your head again. Pick up your first leg, and so stretch your leg long, lift it up, bend, stretch long, lift, bend, stretch long, lift, bend, and lower down. Second side, up into 90, stretch it, lift, bend, stretch, lift, bend, stretch, lift, bend. Place your foot down, lower your spine down. Now stretch your hands overhead, rotate your palms in. We're going to do a modified roll up. So hands come forward, start your roll up, and let your feet stretch out as you roll forward. You can add a little bounce, 2 and 3, and now roll down again. And let your legs bend to help you get every single vertebrae. So we'll do that again. Roll up. Let your legs stretch out. Stretch over your legs. 1, 2, 3, and roll down. You have one more. Roll up. Stretch forward. Roll over your legs. 2, 3, and roll down again. Okay, we have to roll up. Roll up. This time, lift up. Circle your arms to the back and place your hands behind you. Now lift your chest up into extension. Now engage your glutes and lift your hips up and lower back down. And again, lift up and lower back down. And one more, lift up and lower back down. Just scoot back spine stretch forward. So if you're having a hard time getting a nice axial elongation, you can bend your legs and then roll forward, finding that nice oppositional stretch, and stack your spine up. And again, roll forward and stack your spine back up. And last time, roll forward and stack your spine back up. You can leave your legs bent or straighten them. For saw, so hands out in the periphery. Rotate, flip that back palm and saw off your baby toe. Come up and back to center. Rotate, flip that back palm, saw off your baby toe. Back up and back to center. Rotate, flip that back palm, saw off your baby toe. Back up and back to center. Rotate, flip that back palm, saw off your baby toe. Come back to center. We have one more each side. So rotate, flip that back palm, saw off your baby toe. Back up and back to center. And rotate, flip that back palm, saw off your baby toe. Back up and back to center. Now, come forward on your mat. Hold on behind your knees. Lift both legs up into tabletop. And really press your legs into your hands. Lift your spine up on a diagonal. Engaging your extensors for balance. Now, round your spine and roll back and roll up. Find your extension and roll back and roll up, and find your extension and roll back and roll up and find your extension. Now toes come down, hold onto your ankles, stretch one leg up and lower back down. Other leg stretches up and lower back. First side and down, second side and down, first side and down, and second side and down. Now you have options. You can hold on behind your knees or closer to your ankles as you prepare for open leg rocker. Now roll back and roll up and find your extension and roll back and roll up, find your extension and roll back and roll up, find your extension, legs together and roll back down. Now, arms by your side, use your tricep and we'll roll over, bend your legs into frog, use your triceps as you roll your spine down. Extend your legs, roll up and over, bend your legs into frog, roll your spine down, extend your legs to 45. One more, roll up and over, bend your legs into frog, roll your spine down. Legs come together, hands go behind your legs. Press your legs into your hands to help you roll up. One last extension, and we are done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on pilatesin.com. Bye now.